so what was it that happened at 12? You said that was with your mom's fiance?
Yeah, so it was really shocking because that was like my dad, like not my biological dad, but you know, a dad.
How long had he been in your life at that point?
7 years.
Oh, wow.
I didn't trust a lot of people. Like I even stopped going to my dad's house for 2 years because of that.
Did you tell him that
no,
had?
I couldn't have told my dad. No.
He
My
would
dad
have.
still does
He
not
would have
know.
seen red.
Yeah.
He still doesn't know.
No. I can't tell my dad.
So
like,
wait. So if he was to happen to come across this video on YouTube, what do you think his thoughts and his reaction is gonna be when he hears this? What's up, YouTube? The B-side is monetized. I really appreciate that. Go check it out right now if you haven't. Those videos are lit. And make sure you check me out on Instagram at Marcus the Interviewer. Now back to the content. What's up, YouTube? Atlanta Street Interviews out here with another one. So we got a young lady with us today. How you doing today, miss?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Thanks for asking. So are you homeless?
Yes.
Okay. And so how old are you?
27.
27. And so how long have you been homeless?
About 3 months.
Okay. And so what was it that happened 3 months ago that caused you to become homeless?
My child's dad he became abusive, and so I just decided to leave and not stay. So I ended up here.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Was that here in Metro Atlanta where you guys was at?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so how long had y'all been together? Like been in a relationship?
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
And so little fella is how old?
2.
2? Okay. All right. So okay. And so did the abuse like just recently start, or has it kind of been going on type?
It started when I was pregnant.
Oh,
But
bless.
it just got
Oh yeah, you did good, my boy. You getting all the bad stuff out.
Right? Yeah, it started when I was pregnant, but it just became more severe over the past, I would say, about a year. And the incident that led me to leaving was the abuse that happened when I was holding my child. I got blacked out, and then that night I just decided to leave because I couldn't take it anymore.
You say you got blacked out, meaning you got so angry and just...
Yeah, and I actually passed out too from him choking me and stuff like that while I was holding my son. So that's what led me to actually just leave.
Is this your only child?
No, I have a 5-month-old also.
5-month-old? Okay. And so when you were saying when you was pregnant, you mean pregnant with him or pregnant with the 5-month-old?
Yes,
okay.
pregnant with him.
So it's been going on for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And so how old is he? How old is your baby daddy?
29.
29. So you guys are fairly close to the same age. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever been married?
No.
No? Okay. As far as the abuse and stuff goes, so did you used to like call the police and things like that?
I did, but the community that we lived in was the gated community, and when the police were coming back, they were trying to get into the gate, but he took my phone, so there was no way they could get in to kind of, I guess, come and apprehend him.
Most of the time, the police have, they kind of have authority to skip that, you know, the skip that code stuff and everything. That's
yeah.
So did he ever go to So
like he's done this before with a prior relationship, and he's actually still going to court for that.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. When did you find out about him being abusive in the prior relationship?
Once I got pregnant, she reached out to me. The ex-girlfriend reached out to me. I guess kind of warning me in a sense. Just saying that he was abusive, and just to kind of like look out for that, I guess. I didn't know how bad the abuse was until she showed me like photos and videos.
When did she show you that? Was it at around the same time when you?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, he beat her pretty bad, and she just was kind of warning me because they were married.
Wow.
So yeah, so he got in really bad trouble for that. At the time, he was in the military, so he got arrested, and he's still
dealing with that.
Yeah.
He's still dealing with the legal issue. So. Well, you know, I mean, I'm gonna ask, right? Because people are probably thinking like, well, why'd you get with? Okay,
Yeah.
I guess at the time you was already pregnant. So I guess you could say, okay, well, you know, with this fella right here, I was already pregnant. That's when I got the warning.
Yeah.
But then why'd you have the next baby after that?
Oh, it's not his dad.
Oh, wait. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna get into that. Okay, so all right, never married. Okay, so let's just let's just start from the beginning. So,
Okay.
where are you from?
I'm from Illinois. I'm from East St. Louis, Illinois.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Shout out that East St. Louis, man. That's a whole different town right there. You got St. Louis, you got East St. Louis. St. Louis is in Missouri, East St. Louis is in Illinois. Don't cross that bridge, you feel me? I love St. Louis, man. I love St. Louis, but I did not spend a lot of time in East St. Louis.
No.
I will say that. Okay, so growing up in East St. Louis, did you have both mom and dad in the household?
Not in the household, but they were both. I would live with my mom, but my dad was really a big part of my life.
Okay, so he was active, he was present.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
As far as growing up in the house, did you have brothers and sisters?
I had 2 younger brothers, and then my dad, I have 2 younger sisters on his side.
Okay. All right, so you're the oldest.
Yes.
Okay. All right, and so growing up, would you say that you had like a fairly normal childhood?
I did. My mom was a workaholic. We had a good childhood, good memories. We did a lot of stuff. Took a lot of trips.
Okay, so just good stuff.
I can't complain, yeah.
You ended up going to high school?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, graduated?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any college after that?
No college, but the military.
Military, okay. So both of y'all was in the military?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's figure out how this goes down, because they say, and I've got a bunch of military friends, but one of my best friends is he's still in the military, as a matter of fact. He's in the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
Shout out to Manuel, man. Y'all go check out his channel on YouTube, Perspectives. But anyway, so what I know about the military is that they say that you should not get married. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So okay, so let's hear about what happened. So it sounds like you got into the military. Mm-hmm. And so eventually, at first, it sounds like you were single and everything else. Mm-hmm. But eventually you got with the father of your child, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you guys got together and, you had a child.
Mm-hmm.
But he was already married prior to that.
Yes, he was already married before.
Okay. And so when the former wife, with the ex-wife found out about you, mm-hmm. you were already pregnant.
Yes.
Okay. And she warned you, sent you pictures and everything. Mm-hmm. Okay. So did y'all break up at some point? Because the father of the 5-month-old is not the same as him. So how does that, explain how that happened?
Oh yeah, so we did break up. I broke up with him. We were still living together at the time. I have no family here. He has no family here. So I just kind of wanted to make it work, living with him until I got my own. But of course, he was cheating and doing his thing. And I was just tired of that. So I just decided to go out and do my own thing. And we were broken up, so.
I gotta tell you, man, I have 2 daughters, right? Mm-hmm. And I try to tell my daughters all the time, listen, women and men are different.
Yeah.
Women can't do what men do, and men can't do what women do.
True.
And so when women try to go out there and get their get back mm-hmm. and sleep around and stuff like that, how does it normally work out?
Well, for me, it was good for me.
It was good?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's explore. So, okay. So, because, you got the 5-month-old, so the mm-hmm. father of that child, I guess y'all were just messing around? It wasn't like a relationship or nothing like that?
No, it became a relationship. At the time, just doing our own thing, but it became a relationship because of that.
Okay.
But I kind of stopped talking to him, and then I found out I was pregnant, and then we kind of reconciled that because of the child. But he's had his own situation going on, so that's why I decided not to go and be with him. His own situation meaning, meaning that he lived with his mom, and I don't want to live with nobody's.
Okay.
Not saying it's not a
bad
thing,
but you're a grown woman and you don't want to live with somebody's mama. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then why be sleeping with them?
No, it wasn't like that at the time.
So he had his own spot and everything?
We lived in the same apartment complex.
Okay, so he was a neighbor.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So,
we met in the laundry room of the apartment complex.
That's the laundry room.
Yes. But eventually he decided to leave, and
he decided to leave, but he had to leave from
his apartment. He decided to leave from his apartment and go stay with his mom, save money or whatever to get his own place. But I just don't want to live. I want to be on my own. I don't want to live.
Well, yeah, you're an adult. I get it.
Yeah.
And so, okay, so at that point, you was still pregnant, or you had the 5-month-old at that point? You had your baby at that point?
No, I was pregnant at that point.
Okay, you was pregnant. Okay,
yeah.
Okay. And so, how did you end up back with his father?
What was it? Okay, so I'm gonna break it down.
Okay.
So I was messing around with my new baby's son with his dad. We were still living together.
Okay.
What led me to leave was him abusing me that night, and me and him were still in our own thing. But I was pregnant with my baby at the time. I didn't know, and me and his dad was already broken up.
Okay.
So the night I left, I told his father I was leaving or whatever, and of course he wanted me to come stay with him, but I didn't want to go through that. So that's what led me here, to be here.
So you're saying that the abusive situation that led you here, that was with his father, right? Mm-hmm. Your 2-year-old. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so y'all were still living together at that point?
We were living
okay,
together.
So you had never stopped living together?
No, we were still living together up until
that is so toxic.
It is.
That is so toxic.
And it was so draining.
So you guys were broken up, but living together, but then cheating and doing everybody doing their thing. Did he ever?
He didn't like it.
Huh?
I said he didn't like it. He never found out until after I was pregnant.
Wow.
So he didn't even know. Yeah.
Wow.
He just was so used to me not being that way because he was so used to him cheating and doing his own thing, not thinking that I would be under,
Yeah. Listen, man, women can be treacherous when they get ready to. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it takes a minute to get them there, but once they get there, ooh-wee.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what we have going on. So it's basically one of those situations where you were still living with the ex, mm-hmm. and there's gonna be jealousy there. There's gonna be toxicity because you're messing around with another guy. He's like, I got things to do. He's like, I got to go. What you talking about? Right. What you got to do? You got a job, man? Right. Let me find out you working, man. He ain't like the working part. He's like, hold on, I got stuff to do, but I ain't working, brother. All right, okay, so as far as it goes, are either one of the dads active and present in the kid's life?
They're both really, really active.
Okay, so they're both good, present, active dads. All right.
Yes, they are.
And so what's the deal with, how is you guys' relationship as far as you and his dad? Because, he was abusive and everything else. How is you guys' relationship right now?
Honestly, I think me leaving him kind of did something. Like, even his mom says, I think you needed to leave him for him to grow up. Because now, he's a truck driver, he's on the road, he's active in his life. He spends a lot of time with him, financially and all of that. So, even when we were together, he was a great dad,
Okay.
But it just, me and his relationship are better now that we aren't together anymore, if that makes sense. We're great co-parents.
I get it.
That's all that matters to me.
Well, no, trust me, I overstand that. And so, as far as the 5-month-old dad, what's the situation with him and you guys' relationship?
He's kind of, I guess, I wouldn't say mad at me, but he's wanting me to be with him, living with his mom, and I don't want to be like that. But we're together. But
wait, hold on, y'all are still together?
We are together, yeah.
Does he know that what happened with the ex?
Yeah,
What was his thoughts on that?
He was ready to,
He's ready to do some things.
Yeah, he was.
Because everybody's in the military, so everybody's got access to firearms and this and that and the third.
Exactly. So, but I wasn't gonna, I don't want anything to happen like that, get people in trouble or whatever. So, I just left peacefully. So
you're kind of, I guess, at a shelter or something like that right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So he feels a way because you're basically not choosing to go through the struggle with him. If I was to play devil's advocate and say, well, hey, you chose the guy, you got a baby with him. Is the mom thing a permanent thing, or does he have a plan that he's told you where he plans on getting out of mom's house in this amount of time or whatever?
Yeah, so he plans on leaving with her. So the reason he had to leave his apartment was because his job laid him off. So now that he works for the city doing waste management, he's able to save more money while he's living with his mom. Then eventually he's going to get his own apartment, and then we'll be together then. But I'm still working on my own thing because I don't, You
don't want to have to rely on anybody. You want to have to rely on anybody else's help or anything like that.
Right.
I get that. For some people that's going to say, okay, well, you got to be kind of shooting with them in the gym type deal. You got to, if you don't go through the struggle with them, then how are you going to feel if later on he remembers that and he kind of is like, all right, well, she ain't all the way down.
No, I don't think he's like that. I just think that like it took him a while to understand why I was trying to go through this struggle myself, because he's like, you don't need to be there, you don't have to be, you know, in a shelter, you can just be with me. But he's understanding that I'm trying to
establish your own stuff. You know? Yeah.
Get my own.
No, I 100% get that. I 100% get that. I was just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask real quick because I haven't asked, and I always ask this. I'm always shocked when I hear the answers, but you let me know, right? When you was younger, did anything like, you know, ever happen to you, like any type of sexual assault or anything like that?
Yes.
What age did that happen?
9. I think I was 12. 9 and 12.
9 and 12. So it's two separate incidents.
Yeah.
What was it that happened?
So one incident was with an aunt on my dad's side. She sexually molested me, and then another time with my mom's fiance at the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So okay, so the situation that happened with your aunt, that was when you was 9?
Yeah.
What was it that happened? Because most of the time when people think about assault, they think man on woman. What was it that happened with your aunt?
So she was young. She was in high school during this time. I just remember I used to spend summers with my dad, and I just remember her laying me on the side of my grandma's bed in her bedroom and just laying on top of me, and you know.
So I get in
like dry humping, like, you know.
Okay, so basically it was just kind of like dry humping. It wasn't like she penetrated in any type of way.
Filling me up.
Okay, so fill up. Okay, that type of stuff. I get it. He's got some good healthy snots, man.
Yeah.
He's getting that stuff out.
Good.
Okay. And so what was it that happened at 12? You said that was with your mom's fiance?
Yeah, so it was really shocking because that was like my dad, like not my biological dad, but you know, a dad.
How long had he been in your life at that point?
7 years.
Oh, wow.
And my mom was really sick, so she was kind of in and out of the hospital. And this one particular night, I just remember I was laying in bed, and he decided to take his finger and, you know, touch on my vagina. And I woke up out of my sleep, and he was really, really, really tall. So I remember him like on his knees on the side of my bed doing whatever. Jesus.
A little bumblebee.
Yeah. And
oh man. Oh, good. All right.
Okay.
Man, these screen protectors are worth it, man.
Yes, they are.
Jesus Christ. Can't believe I just did that. All right, hold on real quick. Let me pop it back up to 1.0. All right, there we go. Okay. Hold on. Get that up. Go back down. All right. Okay. All right, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so I just remember him like leaning over the bed and touching my vagina. And I remember when I woke up, I couldn't move because I was just shocked like that was happening. And he just like stood up and was like, I was looking for my charger, my phone charger, whatever that meant. And then he just walked out the room like nothing happened.
Wow. So what were your thoughts when that immediately happened?
I felt gross. Because it was like my dad, you know, doing this, man. At the time, I knew what it was, you know. At that point, my mom had talked to me about sex and who should touch where, and you know, all of those things.
Right.
And I just was not expecting that at all to come from.
So what ended up happening?
So after that, we were really close with the neighbors across the street. Like, I call her my second mom. And I just remember not wanting to go back home. So I would pack a bag to go to school, like pack an overnight bag. I would take it to school with me, and I would just go across the street to her house. I did that for 2 days. And then one day she was like, let's go to the store, me and you. So we went to the store, and she said, what's going on? And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, you don't want to be home anymore. And I didn't say anything. And then she just said, look at me, and she said, is he touching you? And I just broke down crying because, you know, like she said, she knew that he was touching me because it happened to her. So she knew that I didn't want to be home anymore, and, you know, all of that.
She saw the signs.
She saw the signs. And from that point on, I just begged her not to tell my mom. But she ended up telling my aunt. My aunt is crazy. So she came over that night to our house, and he had a bunch of his cousins there smoking and drinking, which my mom didn't allow anyway. But she came back to my home, but he was there, and she just kind of blew up on him. told him she was gonna call the police and all these things or whatever. And I remember I had to tell my mom over the phone while she was in the hospital what happened, and it just hurt me so bad because they were about to get married and he was like a dad to me, and I felt guilty because I felt like I broke up a happy home in a sense. Like I felt like it was my fault. Like what was I wearing? What was I doing around him to make him think that, you know, I don't know, but
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
And so when that happened, obviously, I'm assuming your mom broke up with him?
Yes.
Okay. And so whatever happened to him?
Which is crazy. He started working in my high school.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Doing what?
A janitor. And it was so crazy because he was a drug dealer. So I never remember him the whole time being with my mom. I never remember him actually having a job.
Right.
Outside of doing that.
Right.
So the fact that he went to my school and became a janitor was super weird. It's like, it creeped me out. And I had to walk around the school seeing him.
For 4 years?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no, not 4 years.
Okay.
It's 9th grade. He started working at my school. And then we left and we went to live in St. Louis. So I went to Hazelwood West out there.
Okay, so you moved
yeah, we
okay.
ended up moving to St. Louis, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. So he didn't end up going to jail or anything like that?
No.
No? So nobody called the police or anything?
They called the police and we did the whole report and like they did the whole kid or whatever and all of that. But I don't ever remember him like going to jail or anything for that. Not to my knowledge.
Wow.
So,
man, that's crazy. That's crazy for him to be basically like your dad, you know?
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
Like he took care of us, took us to school, bought us things, like a dad. Like,
what effect do you think that, or those two incidents, what effect do you think those have had on you growing up?
It made me kind of like standoffish with a lot of people. Like I didn't trust a lot of people. Like I even stopped going to my dad's house for 2 years because of that.
Did you tell him that
no,
happened?
I couldn't have told my dad. No.
He
My
would
dad
have.
still does
He
not
would have
know.
seen red.
Yeah.
He still doesn't know.
No. I can't tell my dad.
So wait. So if he was to happen to come across this video on YouTube, what do you think his thoughts and his reaction is going to be when he hears this?
He wouldn't, but he will probably call me and probably cry and I don't know, probably apologize. I don't know. I don't know. He'd probably be upset that I haven't told him, but I'm just kind of, I don't know. I don't want to be the one that says what's done to me, especially to my dad, and then he goes and do something, and then he's in jail or something like that, and then I'm, you know, like,
I get it.
I feel like I would be responsible for.
Man, that sucks that you have to mitigate those feelings. You know, you have to decide if you want to, you know, be truthful and tell, or, you know, kind of protect people from themselves type deal.
Yeah.
Man, that is that is so crazy.
I didn't want to tell him at all. I didn't want to tell my mom, but I was kind of forced to. But yeah.
Wow.
But I'm kind of glad I'm glad that the neighbor was like, I'm okay, you don't want to tell your mom, but I'll tell someone.
That's going to eventually tell your mom.
Yeah,
because
she was like, I mean, it's going to keep happening. You don't want to tell anybody. It's going to keep happening.
I was about to say, it would have probably escalated, you know? So, wow. Okay. So, I mean, I tell you, I'm always surprised when I ask that question.
Yeah.
Because it happens to so many of our young ladies. Now, I grew up in a male-dominated household. The only female was my mom.
Yeah.
So I just had no clue that this stuff happens as often as it does. I'm starting to understand that now, though, through this channel. Okay, all right. Because to me, I think it affects the type of guys that you choose later on in life as well. Sometimes people are really just searching for a type of love, and they end up choosing, like, you know, toxic kind of love or toxic type of situation. So okay, all right, so we find ourselves in this situation where we basically decided to, hey, you know what, we're gonna get up out of here, we're gonna go through these programs and get our own stuff. Okay, and I get that. So what are we doing at this point, you know, to get out of this position of homelessness and everything else?
So I'm working now. I'm an account manager for a marketing firm,
Did he just slip out of there?
Yeah.
he just slipped out. Yo. My man got some moves. Yo. Oh man, I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, so I'm working now.
And by the way, I guess I know what the dad looks like, because I don't think he looks nothing like you.
I know, someone else just said that.
He must look just like his dad.
Yeah.
All right. So you basically you're working and kind of going through the steps. Okay, I get that. Well, listen, miss, we really appreciate you taking the time answering all of our questions. If anybody out there wanted to reach out, help, or donate, do you have a way they could do that? Do you have social media, Cash App, anything like that?
Yes. My social media, Instagram is _splashofjazz_. My Facebook is my name, Jared Sanders.
How you spell that?
Jared's Jaris.
Okay.
Sanders Sanders. Yeah.
And so the Instagram is Flash of Jazz? Splash of Jazz. Okay, Splash of Jazz. And then what's your Cash App?
Hashtag JASSAND24.
JASSAND 24. Okay. All right, miss. Well, like I say, we really appreciate you. Definitely wishing them but the best, okay?
Thank you.
Make sure you have a good one, sweetie.
Thank you, you too.
All right.